right now, everybody is on mute. All right, so today we're going to be talking about Rule 4. Rule 4 is ball in play, dead ball, and out of bounds. So we're going to be talking about the ball in play, dead ball, out of bounds. Here we go. Section 1, putting the ball in play. To start each half and to resume play after a field goal, or after a try, the ball shall be put in play by a free kick. Same as we looked at in Rule 3, it talked about the same thing. A kickoff is basically how we start the game, how we resume the game after a field goal or try. Or the kickoff is a free kick. But again, it's just reiterating what we already read and studied in Rule 3. A kickoff should also be used after a safety, when a free kick down is replayed. So the ball is re-kicked, went out of bounds, or some other foul happened and they chose to re-kick it, or what we're going to talk about today as an inadvertent whistle. When a free kick is chosen following a fair catch or an awarded fair catch. So the free kick and the other team get awarded a fair catch, or they call for a fair catch, they can do a free kick to actually score a field goal. A free kick shall be made between the hash marks. So everything is typically done between the hash marks, either on the hash or in between the hash marks. A snap should put the ball in play when a free kick is not specified. And it's talking about a touchback, right? On a touchback, the ball is actually put in the play with a snap and not a free kick. All right, that was it for section 1. Dead ball and end of down. All right, Rule 2 reigns. Remember, we're going to be covering Rule 2 as we go through all the rules. And in Rule 2, the definition of a dead ball is a ball not in play. The ball is dead during intervals between downs. So between the first down and second down, once first down ends, right before the snap, that's considered dead ball. We should keep officiating, but it's dead ball. The ball is not live, can't be advanced or anything like that. A dead ball. The ball remains dead and the down is not begun if a snap or free kick is attempted before they're ready for play. Now, I don't know about you guys. I was doing some flag football games out at an event this weekend, and I tell you what, I can't tell you how many times they snapped the ball before I was out of position. But kids, players who are in a rush, either they're not much time in the game, they're trying to get the ball ready to go. They still have to wait for the ready for play. Either we blow the ready for play in a 25-second play clock, or we set the ball and we get in position. By rule, if they do put the ball in play before the ready for play, it's actually considered a delay of game foul. Typically, we don't normally call it, but it is a foul to put the ball in play, a delay of game foul to put the ball in play before the ready for play. Illegal snap. When we get to the portion of snapping, and Senator will talk about everything that consists of an illegal snap. Other snap infractions, again, we'll talk about that when we get to that portion. And a dead ball foul. All right, a game official shall indicate the ball remains dead by sounding his whistle immediately when a foul occurs before a snap or a free kick. You know what? I was looking throughout the rule book, and it's not too many places that actually talk about the whistle, actually blowing the whistle. And here it does in 4 that we should blow a whistle to indicate a play is not to begin. If there's, again, dead ball foul, if we say here, illegal snap, other snap infractions, or dead ball foul, we will blow the whistle to indicate that the play shall remain dead. We should also be stopping the clock if the clock is running. We should be throwing our flag if the flag is involved with that too, because it's a foul. So it should be a foul, stop clock, and blowing the whistle. All those things are part of it. Again, the problem as we've seen out there in officiating mechanics is somebody will blow the whistle and throw the flag, but they don't stop the clock. We have to stop the clock as part of our mechanics when we have to keep the play dead and blow the whistle. All right, the ball becomes dead in the down end. So we're going to look at 12 situations to where cause the ball to become dead and what caused the down to end. When a runner goes out of bounds, is held so his forward progress is stopped, or allows any part of his person other than his hand or foot to touch the ground. An exception is a place kick holder. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, the first and foremost, the ball becomes dead in the down in it when a runner goes out of bounds. Plain and simple, you get tackled out of bounds, pushed out of bounds, whatever case may be, is down. The one that becomes a situation is when the forward progress is stopped. So the objective of defense obviously is to stop the runner from advancing. Once the forward progress is stopped, we're supposed to indicate that the play is dead. A couple of things will happen if we're too slow in this. One, we start getting pushed back and the ball breaks loose, the defense is looking for a fumble. And if they recover it, they're going to think they have a change of possession. Unfortunately, if a runner's getting held and pushed back, there's no fumble. The play is over. The down is ended once its forward progress is stopped. So you can't award defense a change of possession on a fumble from a runner who's getting held and pushed back and the ball breaks loose. Okay? We have to stop the play to ensure that they understand that. Number two that happens is some of his teammates may come behind him and start pushing him forward. Now, we see this in the NFL, we may see this in college. However, in high school, it's a foul. The first rule in Rule 9 is helping the runner or aiding the runner in forward progress. No teammate shall aid the runner in forward progress. So while somebody, let's say, is trying to get it, 3-yard line to the goal line, and he gets stopped at the one, his teammates come in and push him in, it's actually a foul because you cannot aid the runner in forward progress. So it behooves us either to prevent a mishap or to prevent the assumption that it's a change of possession because the ball broke loose when he got pushed back, or to think there's going to be a touchdown because he got pushed in the end zone. We need to recognize when the forward progress has stopped, we blow the whistle and indicate that the down is ended. However, if a runner get hit, he got pushed back. Let's say he's not held. He got hit, he bumped into a defender, he got pushed back. In that case, hold the whistle because he's not been held and he can still try to advance. All right. However, he gains his forward progress. He doesn't lose his forward progress. All right. Now, exception of place kickers. Place kickers obviously have their knee on the ground to hold the ball for the kicker, right? And that's the only exception to where the ball will remain live, but place kick holder in position and there's a person ready to kick the ball. Two of those exceptions is the place kicker has to jump up in the air to grab a ball that's been like snapped over his head. He can grab it, he can return back to his feet, and he can put the ball down for a kick. However, if he grabs the ball and muffs it and fumbles it, and he gets off his knee, if he go back to his knee, the play is dead. Also, a place kick holder, if he want to do an option and not let the kicker kick it, he must come off his knee to pitch the ball back to remain the ball alive. If he stays on his knee and pitch the ball back, the ball is dead. All right, next, when a live ball goes out of bounds, obviously, when any forward pass, legal or illegal, is incomplete or is simultaneously caught by opposing players. Here go another scenario. In the NFL, I guess when two people jump up and they grab the ball, when they come down, they can fight forward, and the defender can rip the ball out of his hand and remain in possession of the ball. In high school football, in National Federation High School rules that we apply to youth, if two opposing players grab the ball simultaneously, the down has ended and it belongs to team A. All right, they can't tussle for the ball to see who's the strongest. Once they grab the ball or they recover a fumble, a loose ball that's simultaneously secured by opposing players, the down is ended and it belongs to team A. When any legal free kick or scrimmage kick. Now, a lot of writing, and I didn't feel like writing everything down, so I'm gonna read it to you. All right, when any legal free kick or scrimmage kick, which is not a scoring attempt, or which is a grounded scoring attempt, breaks the plane of R's goal line. So any free kick who breaks R's goal line, the down is ended. Okay, not like the NFL where they can, they kick the ball into the end zone, the guy can grab it and run out of the end zone. In National Federal High School rules, also the ball crosses the goal line on a free kick or a scrimmage kick is a touchback. Which is a scoring attempt while in flight touches a K player in R's end zone or after breaking the plane of R's goal line has apparently failed. So a kick that goes into more like a field goal or extra point, if it kicks into the end zone, across the goal line, hit a K player, and let's say hit a K player and it catapult through the goal line, it's no good, it's dead. But if it hit any R player or hit an official, the ball remains alive. But if the ball hits a K player or the kick seems like it's no good, the scoring attempt is no good, the down is ended. All right, any loose ball. Again, a lot of writing, didn't feel like writing all down. Any loose ball is simultaneously caught or recovered by opposing players, which recover. So again, a loose ball that is recovered by opposing players is dead, belongs to team A. It's on the ground motionless and no player attempts to secure it. So a loose ball on the ground, no one's trying to secure possession of it, it's dead, motionless. And touches or is touched by anything inbounds other than a player, substitute, replace player, a game official, the ground, authorized equipment. In this case, the ball will be put in play in accordance to the procedures of an inadvertent whistle, and we'll discuss that. So any loose ball that touches somebody who's not supposed to be in the game, let's say a dog running across the field, and a loose ball touches the dog. Well, the play is dead, and we're gonna administer the inadvertent whistle procedures for a scenario like that. When kickers catch or recover any free kick anywhere. So when a kicker recovers a kick or catches a scrimmage kick, is down. It don't remain live. Obviously, a free kick, kicker cannot advance a kick, so the ball becomes dead. Can't tell you how many times we've seen, the kickers recover it, they try to run it, and they allow them to run in the end zone, allow the play to happen. Just remember, on a free kick or a scrimmage kick, beyond the neutral zone, if K recovers it, the play is dead. All right, a couple of more, 6 more. Following a valid or invalid following a valid, invalid, fair catch signal given by any R player. So in order to be the receiver, anybody, if I'm on the front line of the kicking of the receiving squad and I give the fair catch signal, when my player behind me catches it, the play is over and it's done. When any score occurs, obviously touchdown, safety, or field goal, the down is ended. During a try, if B secures possession, or as soon as it's apparent that the kick has failed to score. Obviously, if B recovers a try, it's over. When a game official sounds his whistle inadvertently, we're going to be covering this today. Can't wait till we get there, but a game official sounds his or her whistle inadvertently, the play is dead. When a helmet comes completely off the runner. Now, when the helmet comes completely off, so obviously the helmet slightly comes off, the play remains alive. The helmet completely come off the runner. We talked about this last week when we talked about can a player take his helmet off the field during a dead ball. If the helmet comes completely off a runner, blow the whistle immediately, the play is over. When a prosthetic limb comes completely off a runner. So if we got a prosthetic arm, it comes off, the play is dead. All right, here we go.
This is exactly what Glacier Peak's looking for. So
Ryan White, excuse me, Tim, on the intended receiver there.
they're going to have to put the ball, and they only chewed up about a minute and a half on that drive. So just what the doctor ordered for Glacier Peak.
Good coverage on that by the senior lane pylon.
And then they're going to have to kick it to either Sean Elledge or is that
Looks like Elledge and Evan Nelson back to receive. Oh, it's over his head. It's into the end zone. Brian Marty, the quarterback and kicker, takes it, and he's able to get it away.
Don't ask me how he got. Oh,
Kester picks it up.
Calling it a safety.
Well, the coaches, the Glacier Peak coaches in the booth next to us going nuts. What are they going to call?
One of the guys picked it up and ran it for a touchdown.
That's
and I think they're going to might call that a safety because it went into the end zone. But I don't understand why he doesn't get the chance to run it out or kick it.
I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Run it out or kick it.
You can't see on your screen now.
Get the chance to run it out or kick it.
You can't.
And I think they're going to might call that a safety because it went into the end zone.
I'm trying to get to it. Hold on.
One of the guys picked it up and went.
All right, you can see the referee in the side view right there. You see what he's doing with his hand? You can barely see it. He got his hand out like this, right? He knew he screwed up.
For a touchdown, and I think they're going to might call that a safety because it went into the end zone. But I don't understand why he doesn't get the chance to run it out or kick it.
You can't see on your screen now. Running off is Luke Kester, the senior, who picked that ball up and ran it into the end zone.
Well, Luke Kester thinks he got a touchdown out of it.
No score on the scoreboard. Now the officials again talking amongst themselves. Over to
they're bringing it back up to the line of scrimmage for some reason. What is that? What in the world?
What is going on? What are they going to call? So you see the official.
What possibly could be the call for that?
Is there a penalty?
There was no flag on the play, so I don't get it. That ball should be.
It was high. It was snapped way over the Brian Marty's head into the end zone. He recovered it, tried to punt it. He did punt it. I don't understand.
I have no idea what the call is there, folks. Apologize. Not including this.
All right. So the call was an inadvertent whistle, right? The referee gave the inadvertent whistle signal Then he ran over to the team and let them know we threw the ball inadvertently. Maybe he thought the player was going to be down, thought he was going to get tackled. Whatever the case may be, it was an inadvertent whistle. And so now we're going to start talking about the inadvertent whistle. In the dictionary, it says it's unintentional. There's a couple of youth guys that I read. One said the inadvertent whistle is the most common and the most visible form of officiating mistakes. In the U.S. Officiating Youth Sports Football 2004 article. A premature whistle is a ban on football officiating. Now, I had to look up what ban means because it's a word I don't use. So, ban, the definition of ban is a cause of great distress or annoyance. And is another one that says something typically poison that causes death. So this person said that a premature whistle is the death of football officiating, basically. And the number 3 says the inadvertent whistle is every football official's nightmare. It usually isn't inadvertent at all, blown deliberately by an official who sincerely believes the ball is dead or going to become dead. I had an inadvertent whistle. I had an inadvertent whistle. The thing is, how can we prevent inadvertent whistles? All right. What are the main contributors to inadvertent whistles? Blowing the whistle when you cannot see the ball or don't know where the ball is at. And we're going to see a video on that here in a second. Blowing the whistle before you are certain the player has completed or secured possession of the ball. Can't tell me times, the ball, official over here, you see the back of the player. If you think he has the ball, but the ball is actually loose right in front of him, and you blowing your whistle, the referee or the other wing official may have a better view of it. You're blowing the whistle while the ball is still loose because you think they have possession of it. Blowing the whistle before you are certain the runner is down by rule. Again, you might, we'll talk about it later. And not understanding dead ball rules, okay? This is in the Prep Football 2018. In this this book right here I've been reading about the avoiding inadvertent whistles. We're going to talk more about what this book says. But again, these are the main contributors to a inadvertent whistle. Let's look at another one.
Well, approach this game as if it was a loss. Ahead, and he gets a white ball once again. Not able to punch it in. Kobe saying we got the football, but the play whistle dead. Hughes comes back in as big as Johnson will head to the sideline. Johnson, just a junior, along with Javon Harrington.
Now watch this play, guys. The runner comes through and look to your right bottom. See the ball right there by his foot. Again, you don't see the ball, but you're blowing the whistle.
Centennial will be able to replay the down, second down.
Wow, what a huge turn of events. And how many times have we said that here in the last 20 minutes?
And when you see a play like that, it just has to bring back memories of that San Diego Chargers Denver Broncos game last year where they blew an inadvertent whistle to stop the play there, and it cost San Diego Chargers a chance at a victory last year. Not saying that we'll be able to score, but I mean that's huge.
McFarland on the keeper. Does he get in? No official indication. Now a touchdown, Coyotes.
watch that play over and over again. When the play prior, I should say, the ball was knocked through the hands of Vegas Johnson into the scrum of players, but we could never clearly identify who a Bronco player playing it down, and McFarland punching it in on the next play. And the Centennial faithful did.
So, again, they didn't see the ball. I'm sure when they went to the locker room, they had a lot to say about that play because everybody thought that ball was there and it wasn't. It was on the side. So, again, we're going to be talking about it a little bit more because this is very important. This is the most important thing to me about this rule, Rule 4, when it discussed the inadvertent whistle, because it happens all the time. And we got to do everything we possibly can to not let it happen. In the officiating manual, it talks about sounding the whistle. And it says the game official covering the runner, find ball before sounding whistle. We can stop right there. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Find the ball. If you can't find the ball, you should not be blowing a whistle. If you don't see the ball, it don't make a difference if you think he has the ball. If you can't see the ball, it should be no whistle on the play. None, from nobody. If you can't see the ball, don't blow the whistle. When the ball becomes dead, sound loudly, abruptly, moving quickly to make sure all action stop. All game officials, let's go to part 2. B, find ball before sounding whistle. C, actually see ball in possession of runner who is down or forward progress stop. This prevents early whistles or preventive or inadvertent whistles. Again, see the ball. Don't see the ball, no whistle. Be alert and in position to keep ball in view. So it's all about hustling, it's all about mechanics, and it's all about seeing the ball. Don't anticipate that the runner's going to be down. There's nothing wrong with being late on a whistle. What's wrong is being too early on a whistle, and there could have been a change of possession, and it could change the whole outcome of the game because of the inadvertent whistle. And be ready to assist covering official after whistle has sound. Everybody say, why don't we use our beanbag? Here we go. In G, use beanbag to mark spot of end of run if whistle is sound inadvertently. So let's say you're the covering official and you're covering the runner and you hear the whistle blown. Let's say you didn't blow it. You're going to take your beanbag, you're going to drop the beanbag at the spot the yard line the runner was on when the whistle was blown. Why? Because they're going to have an option to either take the ball at the spot of the whistle blown or replay it down, and you shouldn't be marking the spot with the beanbag. And inverted whistle number H, ball becomes dead immediately. Location at which ball will be put in play, and the number of the next down determined by the location and status of the ball when the whistle was sounded. So, as I mentioned before, in the Prep Football 2018 on about the inverted whistle, they have I'm not going to read the whole article, but it has 3 key suggestions here. One sure way to avoid blowing the whistle at the wrong time is to keep the whistle out of your mouth while the ball is live. Point blank period. I know some of you guys may officiate basketball. That's great. However, when we are officiating football, we keep the whistle out of our mouth. Okay? That's why I like using a finger whistle, because I have that time as I'm going up to say, oh no, or oh, whistle down here, but running a whistle in your mouth is so easy to have an inverted whistle. So Number one, keep the whistle out of your mouth. Number two, stick to your assigned coverage and do not blow your whistle on a play for which you are not responsible. Again, we're not ball watchers. We're not there to be spectators and ball watchers. We're there to watch our coverage area. And when we get into mechanics, we'll talk about that. As officials, we have zones. We officiate players, not the football. So there can be issues going on off ball that we got to be concerned with. Personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct, fighting, anything like that can be happening off the ball. And as officials, if that's in your zone, that's what you're supposed to be watching. Not the runner with the ball, not if he's on the other wing field. You're not watching the ball, you're watching players. So you should definitely not be blowing your whistle if the ball is not in your coverage area. If the entire crew follows that philosophy, you most likely will have 2 or 3 plays per game on which no one blows a whistle, and there is nothing wrong with that. So I know coaches say play until the whistle blown, and we feel that urgency to blow the whistle as fast as we can. But honestly, we don't have to, right? It is on the onus of the players to know when the player is down based on the 12 things we've talked about: running out of bounds, forward progress, stop, anything but his hands or feet touch the ground, goes out of bounds. All those things is when a down is over. And every player should know that, if they hear a whistle or not. So just because you didn't blow the whistle and the down is ended and a player commits a dead ball personal foul, that has nothing to do with us. The player should know that the down is ended. Now, should we blow the whistle if we see the ball, clearly see the ball? Yes. But however, if we don't clearly see the ball, we do not blow the whistle. And guess what? By the time we get there, everybody's getting up, everybody's moving. We set the ball, no need for a whistle. Everybody knew the play is over. We keep officiating. So there's 3 categories and all based on the status of the ball. A ball loose during a legal kick or legal forward pass. So we're talking about inadvertent whistles that happen while the ball is loose during a kick or a legal forward pass. All right? They only got one option, and that is to replay the down. All right? So if the ball is kicked, even if the ball is rolling on the ground on a free kick, even if the ball has been touched by R, because it's still a kick, if there's an inadvertent whistle, we must do another free kick. Forward pass in the air, the whistle is blown, no option to take it away. He caught it because he called a dead ball. The down is ended. It must be a replay. All right. Another status of the ball is loose following a backwards pass, a fumble, an illegal forward pass, or an illegal kick. They have 2 options. They can put the ball in play where possession was lost or replay it down. Again, why do we beanbag fumbles? Because when we beanbag a fumble, if there's anything that is an inadvertent whistle or even there's a foul during the loose ball, but let's be talking about inadvertent whistles, the whistle is blown while the ball is loose. The team who last possession of the ball can either take it where they lost it. So if it goes forward, they can't take that, or they can choose to replay it down. And ball and player possession, 2 options. Accept the result of the play at the dead ball spot or replay the down. Again, inadvertent whistle, drop the beanbag at the player's yard line, and then as the referee explains to the team, they get different options. There you go. Now, the biggest problem is what? He's in clear territory, about to score a touchdown, and there's an inverted whistle. If they're behind, there's no way to recover from that. And you're going to hear a lot from the coach. All right, so what we do if there's a foul during an inverted whistle? All right, so if there's a foul, but prior to the inverted whistle, the foul takes precedence over the inverted whistle. So the only thing that saves them, because the guy intercepted the ball, the B intercepted the ball, and they blew the whistle dead, like it's over, right? It was an interception. Why he blew his whistle? But because there was a foul, don't make a difference what happened anyway, especially because it was on defense. The offense would obviously accepted the foul anyway for holding on defense. So it saved that crew from what would have been a really bad scenario because there was a foul prior to the inverted whistle. So remember, anytime there's a foul prior to the inverted whistle, the foul takes precedence over the inverted whistle. All right, last section, out of bounds and inbound spot. So the rule, section 3 breaks it down into loose ball and player possession. So we're going to look at it in that scenario. Again, you can read the rule book for yourself. I've been trying to paraphrase it. It's a lot of typing. And I'm not trying to type the rule book into the slide. Sometimes I do, but it's just a lot of information. So it's great to read it for yourself. And getting the rule book for yourself. Remember, all we're doing right here is just giving you a big overview of the rules, and it's great to follow up by reading the rules for yourself and getting the understanding for yourself. All right, a loose ball. Your yard line is determined by the furthest most point of the ball, obviously. So whatever tip of the ball, when it goes out of bounds, it will determine the yard line we're going to spot the ball on, obviously. If the loose ball in the field of play is touched by a person out of bounds, the ball becomes dead at the yard line of the furthermost point of the ball. All right, the loose ball becomes dead between the goal lines. It's not in the end zone, but between the goal lines. The nearest inbound spot is where we're going to spot the ball. If it's behind the goal line, it has to be either a safety, a field goal, or a touchback. Right. So if a loose ball becomes dead in the goal line, behind the goal line, it's going to be either one of those: a safety, a field goal, or a touchback. Right? It can't just be a dead ball. All right, has to be one of those if it's dead behind the goal line. And typically it goes, unless there's a new force, which we'll talk about when we get to Rule 8. But if it's not a new force, if I'm running the ball, if A running the ball and they fumbles the ball and the ball goes into B's end zone and it rolls out of B end zone or becomes dead in B end zone with no player possession, it's a touchback. If I lose possession of the ball and it rolls into my goal line, out of the goal line, or become dead in the goal line, and I was less possessed, it's a safety. Or if it's kicking through the uprights and it becomes the field goal is the only kick that the ball remains live until it crosses, until the kick is apparently no good, or it crosses over the in between the goalposts or behind the end line. That's when the kick becomes dead for a field goal. All right, and if the ball touches a pylon, it is out of bounds behind the goal line. So if it touches that little orange thing there, it's out of bounds behind the goal line. So it's going to be either a safety, a touchback, or a field goal. I mean, not a field goal. It's going to be a safety or a touchback, obviously. It can't be a field goal. So it's going to be a safety or a touchback if it touches that pylon. All right. The runner, the ball, and the hash mark. All right. So does not apply to a legal forward pass. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up there. The runner goes out of bounds. The ball will be spotted at the nearest hash mark. The ball becomes dead in the side zones. We spot the ball at the nearest hash mark. We all know that, right? So if it goes out on the left side, we don't bring it back to the center of the field. We bring it to that nearest hash mark. The ball goes out on the right side, we bring it back to the nearest hash mark. We don't bring it to the middle of the field. The only time it goes in the middle of the field is the ball, if it's between the hash marks when it becomes dead, then it goes right at that dead ball spot. Right? So if it's dead in the middle of the hash mark or next to the hash mark, it's dead there. If it's outside the hash mark, the ball must come to the hash marks. Now, this does not apply to a legal forward pass incompletion because it'll go back to the previous spot. So the incomplete pass, you're going to bring it back where it was at. So if I was on the left hash mark and I threw a forward pass and it was incomplete, you're not going to bring it to the middle of the field on that yard line. You're going to bring it back to that hash mark where it was originally snapped from. A replay due to an inverted whistle. If the team chooses to replay it down, it goes right back to that hash mark or middle of the field or the other hash mark, depending where it was at when it originally snapped. For a replay try and for a free kick or a snap which follows a fair catch or awarded fair catch in the side zone, in those two instances, Team A may choose to put the ball anywhere they want between the hash marks. They can put it on the left hash mark, the right hash mark, or in the center. If you have to replay any of those, replay a try, they can decide I want them. The next time I want that one on the right now. I want it in the middle now. They can change their mind and reposition the ball on a try. On a free kick or a snap following a fair catch or awarded fair catch, Team A has the option to let the referee or the umpire know where they want the ball placed for the snap. Doesn't have to be in the center of the field. They can choose left, right, center, anywhere between the hash marks. If they want you to place the ball right there, that's fine, but only on those two scenarios. Okay, so Team A may designate the spot between inbound lines before they're ready for play. So as they go to ready for play, they can't say, oh, can we move it over here? No, it has to be done before they're ready for play. On a try, on a kickoff, on a safety, on a fair catch, on a awarded fair catch, on a touchback, on the start each series of overtime procedures. All right. Any one of those, they can choose to where they want to spot the ball. Now, if you want, you can unmute yourself. Try to unmute yourself. I put that you can, so see if you can do it.
Yep, it worked.
Awesome. That wasn't too fast for you. Ruben already got on the Kahoot. I need everybody to get on Kahoot so we can take the quiz. Any questions for anything we covered today? It was a quick rule. I mean, that was really fast. I wanted more stress on the inverted whistle than anything else. All right, Ruben by himself on here. Look at Spencer. Spencer in church, guys. He's so committed. He's in church, so he has his Bluetooth in, listening to the class while in church. Hey Vernon, how you doing? You gotta mute yourself, Vernon. What's up, Fred Kobe?
Good evening.
Hey Vernon,
Good evening.
how you doing, sir?
Not bad.
Hey John Bennett. Let's go. Hey John Fielder, what's up, John? DJ.
Yeah, I see you, Eldridge.
See, I know what BJ means now.
You just found out too. I thought you knew. I know. Tony knew.
No, man, I don't know your nickname. But you told me, so I was looking for you today. Guys, any questions about inverted whistles? Everybody know how to administer. If you have an inverted whistle, you understand the 3 statuses and how to administer that, and give the right choices. You know, there's another thing in the book that it mentioned, and it talked about a good practice is the umpire not blowing his whistle, even if the player lands by his feet. They should leave it to the wing officials to blow the whistle, because they got forward progress. And I'm telling you a story. Everybody get on Kahoot. Hurry up, John. Aurora, get on Kahoot. I was doing a high school game, and
Well, I'm trying. It won't let me. I'm in Kahoot, but how do I get to this?
go to Kahoot.it and then put the pin number that you see on the screen.
Oh. Hold on then. Let me see if that works, because this ain't working.
Yeah, you want to go to Kahoot it. I think you can download the app too. I downloaded the app.
I have the app, so let me see what happens.
Right. You gotta say you want to play a game and stick in the pin. Okay. Anyways, so I was working a high school game. I was the bike judge, and the team was running. They call them belly ups. I think it was where they fake it up the middle and then they throw. Well, this particular play, it was executed beautifully. They faked the ball to a runner and then threw a pass. The umpire saw the runner get tackled because he thought the runner had the ball and blew the whistle while the ball was still in the air. The guy caught the ball and advanced to the line of game. And unfortunately, I was like, okay, we're gonna play it down. Our referee, he gave them an option to keep the ball at the spot he caught it, or we played it down. Hey, John, see you now. The other coach went ballistic, but the referee wasn't hearing it. I at first for the longest, I was like, man, we got that wrong, which we did. But then I was like, maybe they just gave the referee the wrong information, right? There's two different scenarios to that particular inadvertent whistle. The first scenario, which happened, was the 4 passes in the air, the inadvertent whistle happened. By rule, it has to go back, be replayed. There's no other option. Or if he would have caught the ball and then they blew the inadvertent whistle, right? So if he would have caught the ball, advanced to the line of game, now it's in player possession. And then they blew the whistle, inadvertent whistle. He has the option to take it where he caught it or replay it down. But unfortunately, the scenario which happened, 'cause I was a back judge and I'm watching the receiver, the ball was in the air when the whistle was blown, but they gave him the option as though it was in player possession. So it's very important to know the rules in regards to that. There's a whole bunch of other scenarios. When we get into the basic in-depth courses,